Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something that's pretty important, and that's aluminum.
Aluminum.
Yeah, aluminum. It might not sound that exciting, but trust me, this stuff is everywhere.
Okay, I'm listening. Where is it everywhere?
Well, think about it. It's in cars, it's in airplanes, it's even in those soda cans you drink from.
Oh, right. Yeah. I never really thought about it like that.
And get this, new tariffs are coming out that are going to make aluminum more expensive.
More expensive. Uh-oh. What's that going to do?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. We're going to be looking at how these tariffs on aluminum are going to affect all kinds of industries.
Sounds interesting.
It is, and maybe a little bit worrying too.
Yeah, I can see that.
So let's just jump right in, shall we? First up, let's talk about cars. You know, everyone loves a shiny new car. But imagine you're saving up for that new car, and suddenly the price tag goes up because of these tariffs.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So how much more expensive are we talking?
Well, a study done by the Center for Automotive Research found that these tariffs could mean a 15% jump in the cost of aluminum that car manufacturers use.
15%? Wow, that sounds like a lot.
It is a significant increase. But to put it in perspective, if you were buying a car that costs, let's say, $40,000, that 15% increase would only work out to about an extra $75.
Okay, so maybe not as bad as I thought. But still, $75 is $75. So wouldn't car companies just pass that extra cost on to us, the people buying the cars?
You'd think so, right? But it's not quite that straightforward.
Oh.
Yeah, some car makers might actually try to absorb some of that cost themselves, maybe by becoming more efficient in their factories, cutting costs where they can. Or they might try to strike better deals with the companies who supply them with parts.
That makes sense.
And then there's another possibility. Some car companies might start looking at using different materials altogether.
Like what?
Well, there's high-strength steel, for example.
Yeah.
Or even carbon fiber. It'll be interesting to see what kind of creative solutions they come up with.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so maybe our car dreams aren't completely dashed. But let's shift gears a little and talk about something even bigger. Houses. Everyone needs a roof over their head, right? But building materials are already so expensive these days.
Tell me about it.
So how are these tariffs going to affect the cost of building a house?
Well, the National Association of Home Builders, they put out a report recently, and their findings are pretty concerning.
Oh.
Yeah, they're saying these tariffs could add a massive $22,000 to the price tag of building a new home, and that's just in the next year.
$22,000. That's a huge amount. I mean, that could really price people out of being able to afford a new home.
Absolutely. It's a significant increase and can definitely have a big impact on the housing market.
It's a little scary to think about, honestly.
I understand. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay, so we've talked about cars, we've talked about houses, but let's bring it back to something we use every single day. Soda cans. I mean, who doesn't love a refreshing can of soda now and then? But with aluminum getting more expensive, what's going to happen to our beloved drinks?
Well, this is where things get really interesting. Companies like, let's say, Coca-Cola, they're faced with a bit of a dilemma. Do they keep using aluminum cans, even though the price is going up?
Yeah.
Or do they switch to something cheaper, like plastic bottles?
Oh, so we might be seeing a lot more plastic bottles around.
It's a possibility.
But wait a minute, wouldn't that just create a whole other problem? More plastic waste ending up in landfills and polluting our oceans?
You're absolutely right to bring that up. And this actually leads to a much bigger question. What's the overall environmental impact of these tariffs going to be?
I see what you mean.
You see, some people argue that even without these tariffs, producing aluminum uses up a lot of energy. So it's not as environmentally friendly as it might seem at first glance.
So basically, we're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
In a way, yes. It's a complex issue, and there are no easy answers.
It's true. I guess it just goes to show that even something like aluminum, which we might not think about too much in our daily lives, can have a big impact on the world around us.
Exactly.
Well, this deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about. It's not just about prices going up, it's about the ripple effects on the environment and how we make choices as consumers.
I think that's a great takeaway.
So, thanks for joining us today, everyone. And next time you buy a car, build a house, or even grab a can of soda, maybe take a moment to think about the bigger picture.
I'll drink to that.
Until next time.